Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack, and we knew this was coming. We saw the behavior of Nintendo being censorious just as much as Sony. Back in the day, Sony betrayed Japan the moment they decided to move headquarters to California and start doing all of that policing and censorship on Japanese content on anything remotely that is related to cute and funny. And Nintendo is now they are formalizing that they are going the same way for all of those Asian games. So you have this one. So Nintendo censorship is now official. So the headline started from this article from IGN. Nintendo rolls out new eShop publishing guidelines for Switch 2 in Asia, seemingly to curb spam games. Hmm. Only because they would love to see those waifus out there? Ah, man, yeah, at the end of the day, is Nintendo now that they are westernized and they are so fixated in ruining the legacy industry, or also the legacy as a whole, because not only the legacy industry that still holds out there, just, yeah, not worth saving, but the only thing remaining left that is worth saving, which is like the good past old content, they have a hard on. They are winning every single time FBI is shutting down some website. So let's see what we have here. So Pirate Nation posted this. So Nintendo censorship is now official. Many of the new guidelines discuss quote unquote sensitive content. At the end of the day, sensitive content is anything related to X, Y, Z that they disproportionate based on the person in charge of this company pushing that said guidelines. So let's continue. And include specific rules for what qualifies as sensitive content in the first place. So list the criteria that quote unquote will be considered damaging to the Nintendo brand. What they're doing right now is already a damage to the brand. So let's see. Include sexualization of children. So we know how this one goes any single time. So anything that is cute and funny doesn't matter. Fictional media, they say, oh no, it's not allowed. And it reminds me also with Sony when they were doing the same shit, they allow again. Then you have a fictional character that the backstory of that character is a little girl, and you can see her be facing any types of gruesome death because that's kind of the selling point for said game. But for other stuff, oh no. Oh no. Yeah, snuff is okay. Yeah, the other stuff, no. And for fictional media, and even they don't know what it fucking is a children. Hell, nowadays with those the harens Nintendo have, they don't know what is a biological woman. So let's continue. This one, overly sexual content. So at this point, the developers themselves, those Asian developers, they need to catch on. They need to go full indie. And if you want to go full 18 plus, just straight out to DL side. No questions asked, no drama out there. Because if you're going to try to push something that they deem as overly sexualized, oh yeah, you have to put all those characters, all those female waifus in burkas. Yeah, the Nintendo, hey, Asian people, hey, Japanese guys, hey, Southeast Asian guys. Excuse me, I cannot take right now of the countries, even I can say Philippines, Thailand, and whatever other country, Indonesia, I think they are dedicated to make video games. Yeah, Nintendo is not a platform for you. They are telling you to your face, this is not for you. And if you go on your way to release the game in two platforms at the same time, Lion on PC and Nintendo at the same time, they're going to make you the same way that Sony has been doing for the past years. They are going to force you to also censor on PC. And yeah, I say Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, all of those console manufacturers. they are in the same boat. They are pushing the same. So you're not going to have anything good because if your game relies solely on fan service and a couple of parts of gameplay, I got news for you. You are going to have zero audience. Everyone outside that could have been your potential customer, the only thing they're going to see is that you are a cock. And they are going to make sure to not support you ever again and make your name be remembered. Oh yeah, this one decided to release this. Nowadays, when they release on console, for Asian developers, they told them to censor. So let's see what they censor. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, they did this. They released this one. Let's compare it to the past. And that's when that moment when you are going to find out because they are going to those potential customers that they got sick and tired of all of this. They are going to see that and they are going to say, yeah, it's even toned down compared to the past. And this history repeats itself if you are going to decide to push your game in consoles. Because yeah, they're pushing this one. Yeah, they have been attacking what the potential customers are, which mostly men or primarily men at this point. So discrimination and hate in what which way? So you're telling me that any sort of game that even have a plot like that, I'm not allowed to push it. Exploitation of social issues. Meanwhile, you have a lot of DEI games released on said console manufacturers. Not right now with Nintendo, or at least I think they have walk games, but I don't know which ones. And they need to be proper research there to find out. But you have games like fucking Dustboard on Xbox telling you, oh, there is a button to tell a police officer doing his job, he is racist. Let's continue because yeah, we are almost at the half. Content that clearly exploits it as topical and controversial social issue, tragedy, and catastrophic event. Allow it for the left because it's not involving about being a good, decent person. But anything remotely to the right, yeah, or even something unrelated, yeah, you are going to deny, yeah, not allowed. Instructing criminal activity. I don't even know how the fuck you can do that. And political statements. I already ranted at that one. Content that overly supports or criticizes real life countries, organizations of ideologies. The, except if it's the US, it is any sort of Western Asian country that refuse to bend the knee to wokeness, and especially ideologies. Oh well, if it's something like libertarian or right winger, yeah, or even if the most times of the days, or even you can barely consider right winger, yeah, you're okay with demonizing that. Hell, even they know how we have seen how they demonize Catholicism and Christianity as a whole. But for the other religions, yeah, the tiny hands, the Muslims, the pedophiles of the LGHD, no problem with that one. We have seen that over the course of history when it comes to these games because right now we are living in a dark times when they want to erase history and content from the good old stuff, or even that stuff that has never been heard of. They want to destroy it, if even is something that like it goes against their fucking narrative, their fucking agenda. So let's continue. Nintendo states that in these guidelines it reserves the right to not distribute it again, but claims it offers the guidelines to help developers understand reasoning in certain situations. The situation is clearly here. Anything that it is remotely fitting here because on all of the previous guidelines mention it. Anything, even barely minimum, because they redacted this ambiguously. All those guidelines will always be redacted ambiguously by these corporations because they want to enact power and control. That's how they do it. By being ambiguous, they can buy you at every single moment, and they always claim that they reserve the right to not tell you, and so you cannot tell anyone else, hey, you are doing this, you're going to get banned. So let's stop that. And this is like a way of, well, mental control. Even if I'm saying, why did you mention mental control? It is in a way because they want to control those Asian developers, what they develop, especially with Nintendo. When they released the Nintendo Switch One, they were openly on accepting anything from Asia. No problems there. But now that they are enforcing DEI as much as the other corpus. Yeah, on top of all of the anti-consumer practices that Nintendo has been doing and has been called out by many YouTubers across YouTube, yeah, this one is what hits the most in a way because if you are going to see for the next years any sort of Asian developer claiming, oh, we have this game with fat service, keep an important reminder that they released these guidelines. So that developer that released their game on the console that is going to be Nintendo Switch 2 can't be trusted. They cannot be trusted. And at this point, yeah, the people roasting all of those developers that are releasing their games, claiming that this is a fan service game. Yeah, you can tell them to go fuck themselves because clearly as they are going to censor. I have to mention the Menhera farm that developer in social media said, even I covered a video of that, you can check it out. They stopped a game from releasing on Nintendo Switch because of the head of fucking consent. So it has the head of a child. Yeah, we can see here face of consent, age of consent, body of consent, head of consent, face of consent, hair of consent. But the next thing we're going to see something stupid as ears of consent, nails of consent, and many more stupid excuses. Just because something that you created, yeah, the fucking DEI meatball working up this company doesn't like to see. So, 20s. We encourage you to take this information into consideration when developing content for potential release on our platforms and before submitting such as content to Nintendo. Censor yourself at source level. That's what they're telling you. The guidelines state, if you also claims that the guidelines are not exhaustive lists and sometimes determination being made on a regional way. So yeah, on region. Oh yeah, Asian game developers. It's like we have seen with Steam how some fucking stupid SJW working at that company will refuse to publish and get free Blue Archive and Echo Parrot next. But now here is. I have to repeat myself. This is clear as day that these guidelines have already been released. And at this point, developers should catch on already that yeah, these no, customers already catch on that Nintendo is not their place anymore to have these sort of games. And second of all, the developers, that they don't catch this one on. Yeah, every time you claim you're selling your game on Nintendo Switch, moving forward, claiming it has fan service. I got news for you. You're not going to bullshit anyone with this one, because precisely because seeing these guidelines, they're telling you to censor. So yeah, we are going to know immediately. So at this point, just ditch Nintendo as a whole and release your stuff on PC. And yeah, you even can find ways to just sell 18 plus games on PC, get money out of it. Even you claim, oh, but my piracy. Yeah, we still people that you deliver what they want, they are going to support you. So you can plan what is going to be your next successful part. If you are actually successful, if you deliver. Because it's important, delivering what customers want. That's it. Thanks for watching and please take